So, hi all, welcome. All the candidates, if you like, you can put your cap on already. It's not obligatory. You get your diploma also without wearing a cap, I can promise. But if you like, you can do so. Okay, and welcome all. Well, I'm very excited to see you all, to see so many students after also so many online meetings of the past years. It's fantastic to see so many of you live here today. And in this way you may conclude also the program the way that you started it, in a large hall with fellow students close to you. And as we know by now, that's something to cherish. Also, warm welcome to all family and close ones that are with you today. As well as to all of those who view this ceremony via our live stream. So welcome on this special occasion indeed, where a group of students from the International Bachelor in Psychology will receive their diploma. My name is Daan Schepers. I'm a member of the Board of Examiners. And with me today are Merel van Beem, Irin de Graaf, Toos de Bruin and Ernst Elling, who will assist with handing over the diplomas, as well as Stephanie Troeselot, who played a central role in preparing the diplomas in this ceremony. The main task of the Board of Examiners is to determine whether a student fulfills the requirements of the educational program regarding knowledge, skills, understanding. And I would like to start with saying that the Board of Examiners has determined that all students who were invited to this meeting have indeed successfully fulfilled these requirements. So we won't examine your knowledge and skills any further today. You can just be all very proud. You can sit back and relax and enjoy this special moment, because today you will receive your bachelor's diploma. But before we hand over the diplomas, I would like to spend some words on the university, on your academic education, and finally on your diploma. So first, some words on the university and its history, because I believe that you graduate today in a special place. As you may know, Leiden University is the oldest university in the Netherlands, founded in 1575 by William, the Prince of Orange. And the choice fell on Leiden as a reward for the heroic defense of Leiden against the Spanish attacks in the previous years. So the university has a royal connection that has continued also into current years, as many current members of the royal families took their education at Leiden, including our former queen and our present king. In the first 100 years of the existence of the university, more than half of the students came from abroad, and classes were in Latin. Students from different countries had different customs, different codes of conduct, and this was reinforced by the spontaneous clustering of students according to their nationalities in housing, fraternities, and clubs. And there was often a strong intergroup competition between these different groups. And by the time, professors and students were exempted from military service, but also from the payment of taxes on wine and beer. And professors were even willing to strike to keep this privilege. And to keep some order that may arise in this context of drinking and competition, the university also had its own police force, the militia, and its own legal court. Well, when we compare these earlier days with the current time, we can see that we still have many students from abroad, like many of you. The current target has been set at 25%. But many things have changed. So international classes are in English nowadays, not Latin. And we hope that there's also more integration between nationalities these days, and there's less of an intergroup competition. At least there are no exemptions on beer and wine taxes anymore, so maybe that helps a bit. However, you're the ones to know, of course. I would like to spend some more words now on your education, because you're about to have a bachelor degree in psychology, and what does that all mean? Well, during your bachelor program, you've acquired a lot of knowledge, understandings, and skills. So in your first year, you begin with a coherent overview of the entire field of psychology. In addition, you obtained deeper knowledge of and insight into the various subdisciplines. And in addition, an important component was research methodology and statistics. This even covered a quarter of your study credits in the first year. You also learned and practiced academic skills, like writing an essay, giving a presentation, designing a study. And in the second year, in turn, you focused more on the practical and professional skills of a psychologist, such as diagnostics, interview techniques, data analysis, and you followed in-depth specialization courses in some of the subdisciplines of your master specialization of your choice. During the second part of the second year and the final third year, you had more freedom in selecting selecting courses. So you could specialize further or orient yourself in a broader manner. In the third year, you completed your bachelor's program with a research project that you carried out in a small group of other students, and you wrote your bachelor thesis. So taken together, you've accomplished a lot of work in order to obtain your bachelor's degree. You've learned a lot, and whatever your next step will be, your current knowledge about psychology, its methods and content, it will prove very useful, I guess. And indeed, if one of the things that the current health crisis and current war has taught us is the huge relevance of psychology, I think. I'm sure that you will greatly benefit from your knowledge, from statistics to psychological well-being, trauma, resilience, conflict, cooperation, and I hope that it will eventually enable you to make this world a better place, even maybe at a small scale and local level, which can truly also make a difference. But for the time being, you should, of course, most of all enjoy this special moment and where you receive your diploma. You should be proud. Before I wrote this speech, I actually never looked at much in detail to the diploma that you will receive. But when I did, I realized that there's a lot to see on the diploma, and I also like to share that with you. First of all, what does it mean, a bachelor? What does the name bachelor mean on the diploma? So this term also goes back a long time, actually to the Latin word baccalaureus, dates back to the 9th century as a term in academia. And the meaning was someone with a noble or wealthy origin, with a status that's not too high but not too low. As this often concerned young people, the meaning of the word bachelor was also spread to unmarried men and women. The universities gave the Latin word its own meaning. In the 13th century, for the first time, the word baccalaureatus was used for the lowest university degree. In English, the term became bachelor, meaning having completed the undergraduate curriculum. More specifically, it means that you have successfully completed your basic academic education, where you have gained basic knowledge on, in this case, psychology. In the Netherlands and other parts of the world, it's often common to complete academic education with a master's program, and I think that most of you will continue to do so, either here or at another university. You will also find the university's seal on your diploma. And in the upper half of the seal, it will also be on the map that you will receive. On the upper half of the seal, you will see the Latin name of Leiden University, Academia Luc Duno Batava. And on the lower half, we see the words libertatis presidium, meaning bastion of liberty. These words also originate back to Prince Willem of Orange in a letter when founding the university. He argued that he would like to have a university that would serve as a bastion of independence and civilization. The words libertatis presidium became popular and were adopted in 1917 as the circumscription of the new university seal. And also at this date, Leiden scientists, board members and students often draw inspiration from this motto. And on the seal, finally, you can also find the foundation of the university, the year of the foundation, 1575. On the seal, we see the goddess Minerva. She was the goddess of wisdom and crafts, and Minerva represented the application of intellect to everyday tasks. And finally, there are three coats of arms on the seal. On the left of Minerva, you can see the coat of arms of Holland. On the right, the coat of arms of Prince of Orange. And finally, underneath, the coats of arms of the city of Leiden. Okay, now knowing more about the rich historical background of the university and looking back at all the work that you've done, I hope that you will all be proud holders of your bachelor's diploma. On behalf of the Board of Examiners, the Board of the Institute and our academic staff, I would like to congratulate you with this important step in your academic career. Okay, I would now like to start the official part, the moment of truth, so to speak, in handing out the diplomas. Merel van Beem, Erin de Graaf will read out the names, or Merel van Beem actually will read out the names, 2 by 2. And when you hear your name, please come up to the front to pick up your diploma from the stand. And after a name is called out, the audience, you may applaud and cheer. It's also a post-corona privilege. And when you have received the diploma, you can also show it back home to the camera if you like, for other friends and family. And after that, we hear a speech by one of your fellow students. Maria Rados will provide a valedictorian speech. And then finally, as a kind of ritual, you may throw your cap in the air. Okay, before we start handing out the diplomas, I should have said that at the start. I want to ask you to put the tassel on your cap to the right, because that's also part of the ceremony. We'll move that to the left as part of the ceremony. Yeah? Okay, then we'll start with handing out the diplomas.
Okay, so for the formal part of the occasion, the presentation of the diplomas, we've chosen to call the students to the front, one student at a time, so not two, but one student at a time. When I call out your name, I will also mention if this candidate has received a cum laude. And you are, of course, welcome to applaud for each student. Guests can stand up to take photos, but please stay near your seat. And there will be photo opportunities during the reception, so there's plenty of time. The diplomas and diploma supplements have been put together carefully. But in spite of these digital times, some of the information is added by hand. So please check your diplomas and supplements very carefully to see if you have the right ones soon after the ceremony. And if there are any mistakes, please contact the Student Service Center by email. And then congratulations on behalf of my fellow study advisors, Erin de Graaf and Jennifer Martin. Okay, first students. Besa Akar. Rosanne Bij. Nandita Baldi. Sabine Benjamins, cum laude. Emily Blackstone. Galet Al-Bokai. Sarah Borelli. Chris Bresovar. Sabrina Karelsen. Sofia Kasuti. Elisa Diel, cum laude. Carine ten Doeskaten. Daniel Doornstedt. Lia Fischer. Sebastiaan Vlanderheijn. Astrid Heidsma. Jolante Harteveld. Gaan we door naar de volgende. Tessa van Hees. Karim Hekal. Pooja Hein. Tatjana Hoepel. Christos Karagianis. Jung Kim. Okay. Esther Klap. Casia Kruk. Vera Lamberg. Lynn Mans. Julian Meewald. Cécile Pilon. Maria Rados, cum laude. Now I would like to call out names of 2 students that are not here today, but they are watching a live stream. Hannah Bauer. And Magali de Roy. Before we move on, did every one of you that's present here receive their diplomas? Okay, so I didn't skip anyone. Great. I would now like to give the floor to Maria Rados, who will be giving the valedictorian speech.
Thank you to the Dean and Danskepers for his encouraging words. So I very clearly remember the first lecture I've ever attended at FSV. It was History of Psychology by Professor Jasper Winkel. His speedy, fun ways of teaching, always comparing empiricism to Star Wars, and carefully selected t-shirts that always matched the lecture's content. I also very clearly remember thinking, oh God, I cannot do this, and when is the last flight home? But in the end, I listened to, I tried, and I passed the course, and so did you. And that seemed to be the theme of doing the IBP program. I had faith in myself, I also had ambition, but on the flip side, doubt and uncertainty, absolutely, definitely, positively, and all of the other affirmative words I stole from thesaurus while writing this speech. The first year in Leiden was a source of joy and homesickness all at once. New friendships beginning, old ones fizzling out, discovering interests such as, oh man, I surprisingly really like statistics, or maybe who is the lunatic that likes statistics? Maybe you join a fraternity or a study organization, or maybe you try joining the swim club and ended up quitting when you realized they met at 11 p.m. for training. Whatever you did, however you did it, you adopted and you start calling Netherlands your home. Courses flitted in and out, and you finally had the propedoise as proof that in fact maybe this study is for me, for you, for us. And then March 2020 rolled around and suddenly nothing was the same. Suddenly for a semester I was an international student whilst not being international at all. In this season of continuous, even daily change, I was grateful for Leiden University for providing this sense of normalcy and switching us to online classes almost immediately and fairly smoothly. To also teachers and mentors who made adaptations and tried to get us engaged as best they could. We're grateful. Throughout it all, the one constant I knew I could count on was the continued influx of psychology courses. Some that we loved, some that we loved a bit less. And the stability I had with my courses and checking it with my friends and being checked on by friends made it all easier to bear. But even though we sometimes missed the physical classes or even just a simple Leiden kwartiertje, instead of looking at a blank screen, we did it. We even saw FSV in person again. So in the end, the struggle doesn't matter, because I'm standing here with all of you, proud and honored to be receiving my degree, the symbol of our individualized and shared knowledge that is continuing to improve our communities bit by bit. Or maybe that's precisely why the struggle matters the world. Today, we reflect and take pride in the fact that no matter how many bumps and curves, successes and breakthroughs followed by setbacks again we encountered, we made it through to the other side. We persevered. We come out of this experience a more resolute person. We didn't let anything dim our spirit, at least not permanently. And that if it did, we see it through by books, by Netflix, by friends, or just a well-timed bonus product at Albert Heijn. I also want to acknowledge the many friends and family members sitting here in the audience, to all of your countless little and big deeds that allowed us to have this day of celebration. To my mom, who always held me up on the phone 1,300 kilometers away from me. To my dad and my brother, whose messages of random things that brought them joy brought it to me as well. To my sister, who always listened to my rants, even when she was knee-deep in med school herself. And also to my Leiden friends, who became home away from home and sources of couches to sleep on in Europe and the rest of the world. Thank you. So, our bachelor days are coming to a close. Maybe you'll continue calling Leiden your home, or maybe you decided to seek growth elsewhere. The field is vast and the opportunities are endless. From neuropsychology to consulting, data analysis, developmental experts, and most importantly, empathetic people. Whatever your next chapter is, whoever you decide to be, looking now into the crowd, I know that I can do it, that you can do it, and that we all can do it. Congratulations, class of 2022.
Thanks so much, Maria, for this wonderful speech. Well, now we'll do the cap thing. First of all, you may move your tassel from the right to the left. That's the kind of sign that you're graduated. Nice. Okay, so now, and then after, well, literally the highlight maybe, is to throw it in the air on my actually command. So I will count to 3, and then you can throw it in the air, and then we can have drinks. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Congratulations. This concludes it.